Hi guys, thanks so much for stopping by. So today I will be doing a mini series review, and this is entitled When They See Us. I know I'm a little bit delayed. I did start to watch this a few months ago. I just couldn't do it, and I will explain why. I hope you enjoy the rest of my review, that you're going to hit the like, subscribe, and of course the bell so you're notified every single time I do upload a new video. This is a four episode mini series. This is based on a true story. It's very, very authentic and real. The creator of this mini series actually really involved the people that were a part of the story. So I didn't really know anything about this story. This was back in 1989. The reason I couldn't watch this was on the first episode. I don't want to cry, but in the first episode, there was just a part in there that was just hard for me to watch. When, oh my god, oh my god. So anyway, I'm gonna try and focus and not cry. But on the first episode, just brutal, and I couldn't really watch it because it was so painful. It made me cry for like a few hours. I didn't even finish the first episode, and this was when they were being interrogated. I don't want to do a ton of spoilers. I mean, this has been in the news for a few decades now. But me as a parent, I just didn't understand Antron's father. You know, he was being threatened and manipulated by the cops, and for whatever reason, like, if I was him, I don't really see myself doing that. I don't know what kind of person does that to their teenage child, a very young teenage child, not like a 17 or 18-year-old or 19-year-old, but like a 14-year-old, you know, a very, very young child. This was very, very sad. And it's a sad reality. I remember this has been released for a while now, and I remember there were people that just keep on bringing it up in my Netflix groups, and I remember one person saying, you know, you gotta watch this, and I said I just couldn't go through even the first episode, and she's like, it's a must watch for everybody. And I said, I know, I'll get to it, and that was like months ago. I would say it was like last summer, I think. And it's just hard to watch this. And that's why I didn't really want to watch this to begin with in the beginning that this came out, because this is not an easy thing to watch. It is something that we do have to accept. It is something that we do have to have the knowledge and information on, so that we don't repeat, you know, these kinds of situations that are really not only wrong, but unethical, immoral, and just, I don't even know what the word is anymore. This was so heartbreaking for me that watching every single episode made me cry every single time. And I had to watch this by myself because it was so sad and very there was an emotion in me that I didn't understand, because it was just like, I was just thinking of my son, you know, like, what if that happened to my son or my nieces or my nephew? You know what I mean? Like, I have a huge family, and I just kind of saw other children that I'm related to, or just know, or just children in general, and you can't really take back the wrongs that people do to other people, but you can always try to be aware of the wrongs that people have done so you don't redo it. You know what I mean? this was such a heartbreaking story, and it doesn't really matter if you're a parent or not, just being a human being and knowing what right and wrong is, you should really like watch this show. Oh my God. I was really debating if I should actually do this review because I know I was gonna cry. I cried so hard after watching the whole thing. I went through this pretty quickly, but also kind of really, it felt really like, it felt fast and slow at the same time. I don't know if anybody understands that. I don't know. I didn't grow up in this country, and I wasn't really raised to have like a racial stereotype in a sense. And I just don't understand why a system would do something like this. You know what I mean? A system that you trust, that you're supposed to trust because they're keeping you safe, but they're really not. These were children, and these were just children that were just not involved in any sense. But anyway, it doesn't really matter what your gender is, where you are in your life. I feel like everybody should watch something like this because I think this is something, a part of American history, and a part of, really is one of those like human stain situations, more of like system stain essentially, because it just, the damage you can put on a person for a young child, for a young person, it just, you know, even if the person is like over 20 or 30 years old, sometimes, you know, those kind of hard situations can still take you for the rest of your life. And these were like teenage boys. I just gotta say, if you've never seen this and you're gonna watch it, I would say prepare yourself. I didn't initially, even though I just didn't think about it, even though I already saw the first episode and I was already struggling and I cried for hours and I didn't even finish it. I used a rag. Because my paper towels were further away and the rags were closer to me, so I just got like a clean rag and just cried and cried and just, this is such an amazing story, and it's made really, really well. They show, you know, the effect of them after, and it just, this was just made really well. And there was a part of this when they were in court, and I did Google this before, you know, like during the whole time I was watching it, what the outcome was and stuff like that. And I knew they were going to be found guilty, but the whole time they were presenting evidence, and they, you know, the lawyers worked hard and they showed their case, and for whatever reason they were still found guilty. Like there was a moment when I was like, no, they're not going to be found guilty. But how did they get found guilty when all the evidence was being shown and there was no link to them at all? Well, the DA had an argument of like, if you hit the head, there won't be any splatter because it was contained on her face. Like, really? Have you, you know, like, I mean, we've watched CSI. At that time, I don't think CSI was out yet, but like CSI, and you show all these other shows where, and other, you know, cases, real cases, when they show you like someone gets assaulted or hit with a blunt object on their body and there's a splatter, there's always a blood splatter. If you're close to that area, you're always gonna get that. And they had nothing on them. And for whatever reason, they were still found guilty. It's just really scary and sad how you're doing everything right and still you could still be going behind bars for something you didn't do. So that's pretty sad. I give this a 5 out of 5 stars. I completely give this 2 thumbs up, and I highly recommend it. If you've never seen it, if you're interested in like based on a true story documentary or series or movie or anything like that, this is made really, really well. And I actually watched the interview with the cast with Oprah Winfrey, and of course the real people. And you can just see, you know, like you can just see they were robbed of their life, and I don't know how they do it every day. They're just strong people. Like I don't even know if I could do something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's not for everybody. Some people can't deal with the aftermath, and I don't know if I could. And they're trying to live their life, but you know, this is something that is, it's a part of them that is, I don't even think you can even call it trauma, because it's worse than that. It's just something of a nightmare, and just like a terrible constant nightmare, I believe, for me, assuming that's what they live with. So anyway, if there are other shows or movies that you guys believe I would really enjoy, because I really enjoyed this one, something like made, you know, really well like this, let me know down in the comment section. I love hearing from you guys all the time. If you've seen this, let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you reacted to that. And let me know anything, your opinions about this particular show, how it's made, and of course the story as well. All of those stuff. Anything else? Comment section, guys. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.